Hey 3rd through 5th graders, it's Miss Grant here, and I am so excited to be here for another guidance lesson. And I'm actually going to see if you guys can guess what this is about, because I'm going to do a little story and like a little analogy before we get started on what the topic is. So, what happens when you plant and nurture a seed? When you give a seed fresh soil, water, and sunlight, it sprouts into a seedling. As you continue to give your attention to the seedling, it turns into a plant. The plant might even give fruit. With more attention, your plant gives fruit and more fruit and more fruit. I know what you're thinking. You're like, is this a science class? Nope, this is counseling right now, so let's see what the topic could be. Inside that fruit, you'll find more seeds that can start new plants that will bring more fruit and more seeds. Seeds are like worries. The more attention you give them, the faster they grow and the more worries sprout. How can we stop nurturing our worries and focus on our strengths? What are some thoughts someone might have before taking a test? Okay, so let's think about that. What are some thoughts you might have before taking a test? Can you turn and tell a neighbor? I'm going to give you guys about probably 10 seconds to come up with some thoughts that you could have before a test. All right, come back to me. So I bet some of you guys said that you might be worried, you might have some anxiety, you might think, oh, I'm not going to do very well, or you might think, try your best, I'm going to do the best that I can, which are good thoughts. So let's see what's next. What might someone feel in his or her body before taking a test? Okay, so I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor about what you think you could. Okay, so what might someone feel in his or her body before taking a test? So for me, I've taken many tests in my lifetime. And the hardest test I ever took was the National Counselor Certification Test. I had to read a book that was like probably that thick. It was crazy. And right before I took it, I was feeling anxious and my heart was racing. Sometimes you might get some sweaty palms from being anxious. My body was kind of overheating and I had to drink some water and just remind myself that everything was okay. So we might feel some different feelings in our body. Okay, and so how can we manage these thoughts of feelings of worry before the test? So we are going to talk about this, and we are going to listen to another part of. All right, so because you guys are taking the STAR test very soon, and you might be feeling some nerves or nervous about other tests that you're possibly going to take soon, we're going to sort what you can control and what you cannot control about taking a test. If you have come to see me, you know that I'm super passionate about doing control circles, and it's something that can really, really help you to release some stress off of yourself. So, all right, we're going to do out of my control and what's in my control. If it's in your control, I want you to stand up, and if it's out of your control, I want you to sit down. And for me, I'm going to like lift my hands up or put my hands down, okay? So the questions on the test. Out of your control or in your control? Remember, if it's out of your control, stay seated. So give me a thumbs up if you stayed seated. All right. How much you study? In your control, right? So you should be standing. Okay. How much you slept? In your control. How prepared you are? In your control. Remember, you should be standing if it's in your control. Where you sit? Out of your control, unless you have preferential seating. So guess what? Maybe we should put that in the center like this. What you study, is that in your control or out of your control? I think it's a little bit of both, because you know what test you're having to take. So what you study isn't really, the material is not really in your control, but what you study and actually what you choose to work on is. Okay, questions that you ask. In your control. Noises in the room. You should be seated. Noises that you make. In your control, you should be standing. What you eat for breakfast. in your control and out of your control because your parents might pick it or we might have it at school, but that you actually eat breakfast. And then whether you eat breakfast in your control. All right, let's go to the next slide. My worries. What are some worries you have about the test? So I know I've had a lot of people visit me and talk about worries, and I know that I've spoken to you guys about worries that I've had before too. I've taken so many tests. Some tests I did really fabulous on and some tests not so great on. And it always almost came down to me and how much I studied and how much I prepared and how much sleep I got and stuff. So worries I have about the test. What if it's really hard? These are some worries that some of the kids have at school that I've spoken to. What if my parents get mad at me? And then let's see, what's another one? I want you guys to turn and talk to your neighbor about worries that you have about taking your test. Okay, I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to do that. Okay, come back to me. So what if it's really hard? What if my parents get mad at me? And then for me, like one of my worries was when I took my test is like, what if I fail? And I'm going to be really honest with you guys. So in life, there will be failures. Some of them might not be on tests and some of them might, but you can always learn from failures. And for me, that was always a learning experience. So in my brain, when I took my counseling tests to become a counselor, I took lots of tests. So I'm a licensed professional counselor associate. I'm a national certified counselor and I'm a school counselor. And I did take 4 tests to make sure I was a counselor. And I thought in my head, what if I fail? Well, I went through it in my brain with a professor and we talked about, okay, these are my choices. I get 3 chances to pass this test or I don't graduate. So I studied really, really, really hard and I ended up passing on the first time. But there was a test called the English Second Language test so that I would be ESL certified and work with students who have English as a second language. And I failed that test 3 times. And I finally passed it on the 4th. So guess what? You can still keep trying and it's normal to have those experiences. All right. Your peers are probably worried about some of the same things. What is it about the test that makes you nervous? Move the X's beside the statements that worry you. Okay, guys, if these make you nervous, I want you to raise your hand. Getting the answers wrong. Yep. Forgetting everything when I start the test. That really happens. That's called testing anxiety, but it can come right back to us when we breathe. Not knowing the answers. Yep. Remember, raise your hand if you agree with these. I'll disappoint my teacher. Okay. I'll disappoint my family. I'll disappoint myself. That's a big one for me. Whoops. Let me undo that. Okay. Running out of time. You know what? Okay, my dad used to talk to me about this when I was little. I was always like the last person to finish, and I believe I told y'all I had to relearn math. So I was always the last person to finish in math, and I was always like really nervous that I didn't have enough time, but my dad always told me, and my mom always told me, just do your best, and whatever you can do is good enough. Just do my best. And my dad was always like, don't be afraid to be the last person. Like double and triple check all your answers. Being the last one to finish, I just said that, not a big deal, but raise your hand if that was something that you were nervous about, okay? Getting stuck on a question. That was a nerve-wracking for me too, to get stuck on questions. Okay, let's keep going. Some worry is okay. Sometimes worry about a test is a good thing. How might your worry help you? So for me, when I was worried, it helped me study harder. So why don't you turn and talk to a neighbor for about 10 seconds and tell them why some worry is okay. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys about 10 seconds. Okay, come back to me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. So some amount of worry can be super helpful. Okay. Okay. So now that you've talked for a while, how might some worry be helpful? It helps you study harder. For me, it helps me care more. Helps me notice other topics. So for me, like when I studied for if you ever want to do anything with counseling, this is the advice I'll give you. When you study, it's a lot of material. And so for me, I planned like way in advance. I made sure that I studied every single day. You make sure that, and you know yourself. Good worry helps you know yourself and what you need to feel confident. And so that's how some good worry can be helpful. Okay, and then now study preferences. Would you rather? So let's answer some would you rather questions on the next slide and learn more about your studying preferences, okay? So I want you guys to stand up. Let's see. Actually, why don't we just make this easy? Why don't you guys just raise your hands? So for the one on the right, you're gonna raise your right hand, and for the one on your left, you're gonna raise your left hand, and then if you're both, raise both of your hands. Okay. Would you rather study right after school or study at night? I'm a study right after school type of person. I can't tell which hand. I'm a study right after school person. And then if you want to do both, then you can raise both hands. Okay. Would you rather study in a quiet place or study with some noise? Remember, right hand or left hand? I'm a both girl. It doesn't matter. I used to lay on my parents' bed and watch movies and study at the same time when I was younger. It just worked for me. Would you rather study with a helper or study alone? Okay. I'm a study alone person. What are you guys? Okay. Would you rather, I wonder why there's not a both on that one, but that's okay. Would you rather study in a brightly lit room or dim the lights while you study? And I am the type of person that would rather do dim the lights. Okay. And then would you rather take breaks or stay focused? And I'm a both person. What are you? And then would you rather sit at a table or desk or sit in a soft spot? And I am more the soft spot person, but I will do both. Okay, and now we're going to talk about relaxing before the test. Okay, so let's drop a circle about how you relax before the test, okay? So do you breathe? So I want you to give me a thumbs up if you do these things. Do you breathe? Do you fidget? Do you count and breathe? I don't do that, so I'm not going to put a circle, but if you do, that's awesome. Do you think positive thoughts? Yes, I do. So remember, give me a thumbs up if that's what you do. Do you listen to music? So I'm going to tell you guys something. I try to listen to music when I need to study, but for me, sometimes it distracts me because I want to sing all the words and I love to sing. So sometimes that doesn't work for me. So remember, you got to know yourself. Do you stretch? I wouldn't say I stretch. Do you play? Do you laugh? I like a good laugh when I take a break, sure. Do you play with your pet? Oh yeah, that's me with my cat. Do you read over your notes? Yes. Do you study with a friend? Do you draw or color? What do you do before your test to relax? All right. Okay, now we're going to focus on your best effort before the test, during the test, and after the test. Sort the tasks below into what you can do before the test, during the test, or after the test. So I am going to actually give you guys about a minute to, actually, you can pause the video here if you want to, but I'm going to give you some time to think about what do you do before the test, during the test, or after the test, and then we're going to go over what I think it would be. Okay, so I'm going to see how would you sort those. Okay, so now that you've had some time to talk about what makes sense for your best effort, before, during, and after the test, let's go ahead and do it. And I want you to give me a thumbs up if you agree with my choices. So take deep breaths. I think this is definitely, what is happening? I think this is definitely during the test. And then get a good night's sleep before the test. Pace yourself during the test. Drink water. You could probably drink water before, during, and after the test. So I might put that down here. Exercise before the test. Eat healthy snacks. Maybe, I don't think you can eat during, so I'm going to put before. Eat a healthy breakfast before. You might have some snacks after, so maybe like I could put those right there. Ask questions before the test. And I think you can ask questions during, but it's only probably to read the directions. Read the directions carefully. Positive self-talk during the test. Wear comfortable clothes during the test. Take your time during the test and review your answers during the test. Look how much of this is during the test. Eat healthy snacks definitely before, during, and after. So I'll probably put this down here. And drink water before, during, and after. And I would say after the test, you could just, I would put like relax, be proud of yourself for completing it, maybe have some fun, celebrate that you finished it. There's a lot of things that you can do. Okay, so now, what do I study? Make sure you know what to study. If you're not sure, ask the teacher to clarify. What information will the test cover? Ask if there's a study guide. What format can you expect? Will it be multiple choice? Like, will it be online, or what will it be like? And then getting ready for the test. Look at the date of your test and count backwards so you can break up your studying each day. Minimize screen time the night before so you can get a good night's sleep. And the STAR testing dates are May 11th for grades 3 through 5 math, May 12th for grades 3 through 5 reading, and May 13th for grade 5 science. Okay? And then for materials, you can feel more confident on the day of the test if you have everything you need. What materials will you need? A pencil, a computer, paper, water. And then positive self-talk can help you during the test. Try repeating one of these phrases. I'm ready for this test. I get to show you what I know. I know this material. I might not know every question, and that's okay. I am doing my very best. This is really important. I would actually recommend that the day before the test, you guys come back to this presentation and repeat those. Okay, and then test checklist. Clarify what will be on the test, study some each day, get a good night's sleep, eat a healthy breakfast, make sure you have the materials needed, breathe, relax, and do your very best. Okay, so before a test, you need to go to sleep early and wake up at a normal time, and then you can make a nightly routine. So I would make sure that you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep. That's really, really important, if not more. And then you can make yourself a nightly routine. Also, you are not alone. List 2 people who can help you prepare for the test. So for this, I might put a teacher, and I might put like my parents, who are 2 people that can help you be and feel confident. Okay. A friend is also really important. My best friends, the day before I took my test, I texted them and I was like, if this is something that you believe in, but I said, could you pray for me? And I asked them if they could send out positive vibes, if they could text me and wish me good luck. So it's really important to have a support system around you, and also be proud of yourself. What do you know how to do? What are you strong at? What are you learning how to do? What are you practicing to get better at? Also, guys, guess what? It's not failure. It's a learning experience, even if you don't do your best. Okay? And then think about what else will help you prepare. Maybe you have something that you like to do that's personal or that just works for you. Like, I know for me, funny videos help me calm down. So I have an app called iFunny, and I look at really funny videos, and it helps me just to get my mind right before a test. Maybe you got to do a TikTok dance to feel like you're powerful. I don't know, but maybe play video games to get your mind off of it. What helps you prepare? And then also there's some things that your parents can do. Like, that they can help you do, and you can encourage your parents to do this. Have them help you come up with a good routine. Discuss what the test is going to be like. Make sure your parents help you wear comfortable clothes, pack a healthy snack or a healthy breakfast. And then also they can help you go to bed early and collect your materials and get a good night's sleep. Breathe and relax and read directions carefully and pace yourself. Okay, we're almost done with the lesson. Okay, guys, we're going to do a really quick review before I go. So remember, get a good night's sleep before the test. Eat a healthy breakfast. Use positive self-talk. Say kind things to yourself. Build yourself up and encourage yourself. And use thought stopping. This is so important. When worry thoughts enter your mind, tell the thoughts to stop. Don't go there and get out of here. Just stop. I have to do that to myself all the time. Since I get some anxiety sometimes, I have to tell myself, stop. I'm not going to go there. I'm only going to think positive thoughts. And refocus. When you notice worry thoughts happening, creatively change the subject and think about something else. When others are talking about the test, change the subject or walk away. That's really important after the test too. We don't talk about the test. And focus only on yourself. Don't compare yourself to others during the test. This is especially important. This is especially important as when people are finishing. We look and we're like, oh no, don't think about that. And then muscle relaxation, tensing and releasing your muscles progressively releases tension. So we want to focus on that. Okay. And then bubble breathing. So we could pretend you're blowing into a bubble. And breathe in. Ready? Take a big deep breath. Okay. And then remember your worth. This test does not determine your value or worth. You're a valuable person, and this test doesn't change that. Relax, breathe, and know that this test does not change your value. All right, guys, good luck. I am sending you positive vibes, and I'm going to be helping throughout all the tests, and just know that you're not alone. And if you can think it, there's probably someone else thinking it too. And just know that I believe in you, and I know that you can do your best. And I will see you for our next lesson. Bye.